everybody, welcome. Glad you're here. I am going to be showing you a new card fold technique today and show you what stamp set and die set that I have been working with. This one is called the Peaceful Nativity. Very simple, very easy to use, a few die, a few stamps, and a few sentiments. And this one has the foam and the rubber stamp on it, so you get a really good clean image. You don't need a backdrop like you do for some of the polymer stamps, which in January I'm going to go over the different types of stamps again and show you what the difference are. But this one is my favorite. This is the one that you get a really clean image from. So I'm going to show you what I made with that one. And then there's this die cut, this die set, I should say. This die set was a lot of fun to work with. I did a few cards with this one with just the silhouette, the image, and I'll show you. It's really pretty. It turned out nice, and it just takes just a few die cuts, and you've got a really pretty scene. And let me show you what I made with this one. So, let's see. How many of you guys have already started your card making or even thinking about Christmas? We've got so much going on today that I think it's a good time to start. So this is what I used. And the first things first is, let me show you. These are cards that only made the card front. I have not adhered them yet to a card base. I'm deciding if I want to put them on a black base or a white base, so I'm not sure yet. Like this one I kind of put off a little bit to the white, and I'm just not sure if I'm liking this one or if I want to do a solid black. But for this style, I did the die silhouette that I showed you, just strictly using the die cuts. I did a background sponging, just took a little bit of ink and got really heavy here and just lightened it up as I came this way. And that's the same for the blue. It's the same color blue, just heavier here, and just worked myself with sponging till I got to the white part. And used silver on it to kind of help have the star stand out. Did a sentiment on it. And I create, like I said, I always create everything in 2s and 4s. And so this one is basically the silhouette. Really, this one was really easy. Now, the next one I'm going to show you, I did 4 different techniques, and I'll go over them fairly quick with you because we want to get started to make the card. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, this one right here, I used alcohol-based markers. I used the lighter one and a darker one, and then a blender. So you just take these two side by side and just put this one in the middle, and it just blends the two to give them that nice clean look. So that's what all these ones are. So here's your darker part, your lighter part, and you get a very strong, vivid image with this one. I really do I like using all different types of mediums, but this one right here is the alcohol based. And then inside we have the donkey and we have our sentiment. And so this is a really unique cut. So this is one that we're going to do today. So this one's the alcohol markers. This one here is the watercolor markers. And I'm sorry, watercolor pencils. Let me find my pencils so I can show you which ones they are. There they are. So I just used some basic watercolor pencils, just colored on them, and then I took a water paintbrush. You just fill this little reservoir up with water, and you just kind of just do the outlines. And so that's what I did with this one. And this one is another, so that's what this one, I can't even talk today. So that's what these two are. And then let me show you what I did with this one. So this one is also a watercolor technique. And for this one, I just took one of my clear blocks and I took water-based markers. You can't use the alcohol in these ones, but I used the water-based marker. And you just go ahead and color on it a little bit. You can use wax paper. If you don't have an acrylic block, just wax paper. Color on there like that. Then you take your water-based, what is it called? The water-based paintbrush, and you just pick it up a little bit. Use a lot of water, and then you just start going over the images like that. And that's how you get this. This is just another type of watercoloring. So water-based markers and water, really easy. If you don't have any watercolor pencils, that's the next best thing to do. And then this stamp, this image I did with the markers themselves. I didn't water them down or anything, so these are just standard water-based markers, and that's how I did these ones. So yeah, it was a lot of fun to use all of the different types of mediums to color these in. This normally isn't my style, but sometimes a lot of these scenes are not just, you can't just do one color. You kind of want to make it a very bright palette, make it vivid. And so that's what I did with these. And then I just used some of the decorative papers, some of the solid color papers. Have the inside, have your sentiment, and slide in a piece of white paper, solid, so long your ink will show up, so you can go ahead and address it and put a personal note in there. And yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. So it was a few different techniques here, a few different mediums, and that's how I created this one. In January, my goal is to go ahead and see if we can kind of start meeting in person and creating some of these cards. We'll be able to do the 6 feet apart, have a couple of different tables, have people, you know, not side by side, and be able to create some of these in person, kind of what you call like stamp a stack of cards. January is usually a good month to go ahead and concentrate on maybe doing up a bunch of birthday cards, because everybody should be celebrated on their birthday. So I'm thinking about January doing a celebration, you know, birthday card making. All right, so here's the card we're gonna make today. So this one is with silver cardstock. I'm using a navy blue. This navy blue is like one of my favorite papers to use. Next, I would prefer the navy blue over black. So I have the silver and navy blue, and then I have just a small coordinating paper. You know, you can go ahead and use your solid and then get your printed or decorated papers, and then have your die cut. Anything will work. Hobby Lobby, one of my favorite places, has pre-cut dies already, so it'd be super simple for y'all to go ahead and make one of these pretty easily. So, and probably use what you have right now. If you have anything that's Thanksgiving, this would be the perfect time, you know, good thing to use. So let's go ahead and get started making this. Put this right here. You are going to need your paper cutter. You will need an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. You are going to want to cut it lengthwise and the longest part. And so you're gonna, half of this would be 4 1/4, because this is 8.5 by 11. So it'll be 4 1/4 down the center. So you got 2 of these. And now what we want to do is we want to create our fold in the middle. So the middle part of this, use your scoring, or you can go ahead. A lot of people just take it. You can do this, just fold it in half. This is another easy way to do it. But I do like to get some really crisp lines, and you can this way, but I do prefer using a score. And so, easy way to do that. So we're gonna do the other side. And we're gonna go to the 5.5. Do it right down the middle. This is the score. Cannot tell you how many times that I have accidentally used the cutter and I've ruined quite a bit of paper. So it's scored. You can fold it in half if you want at this point. Or what we're also going to do is take part of it and we're going to cut this 5.5 in half. So it's going to be 2 3/4. So you're taking the, I'll bring this over here a little bit. So you're taking, we folded it in half, and so you're gonna go ahead and just take the half part of a half is 5.5 is 2 3/4. So we're gonna go ahead and score it at 2 3/4. Or we're gonna cut it. I apologize, we're gonna cut it. There we are. So that's like half. And then you're gonna use this piece. So we're gonna do it one more time. You can pause this video and take a look at it a little bit closer if I'm going too fast, and see how when you don't score it, you don't brandish your sides, see how this kind of is a little bit more crinkly. I don't like the crinkles, so we're gonna go ahead and try to flatten that out a little bit with a bone folder. All right, so now you're going to bring this over here, and we're going to take the half of a 5.5, which is 2 3/4, and we're going to cut off that part. And there you go. So this is what it should look like. So it's half. All right. Okay, so now that we've done this part, and it's really easy to put all this together. Now that we've done this part, you can go ahead and take a sheet of white paper, whatever color that, because you've got your solid color base, and it may be too dark to where you can write on it. And if it's not, say you are using a light base, then you don't even need this part. But if you do, you're going to need a 5 by 3 3/4. Because I love to have about 1/4 of an inch edge all the way around. So this paper needs to be 5 by 3 3/4. And then you'll lay that inside. And then this part right here, we're going to put on, they're going to use this half that we cut off, and you're going to lay it sideways. But let me tell you how we're going to do this. You're going to go ahead and, let's see, we're going to put it on one end. Okay, there we go. One end with the glue or a tape runner, and then just a little bit right here on the center, right here. Well, not on the center, but right here on the edge. And then you're going to take this and you're going to bring the tape, bring the side that does not have the tape and bring it to the very edge here. Like that. And then there you go. It should be adhered. And you know what, you guys, I messed up. Can't believe I did that, but I did. And we're going to take it off because it's very forgiving. Can't believe I did that. We need to lay the pattern piece down. See? We need to lay this piece down. I love when I mess up on camera because you know what? You can fix it. All right, so we're going to do this. And then we're going to put some more tape over here on this edge. And we're going to, look at, I want you guys to see I did the wrong side because I really like that side, but you know, this one's nice too. So we're just going to give it a little bit of variety. So we're going to bring this over here. There you are. There we go. Now we're going to take this blue part. Just put a bunch of tape. And we're going to put it right in the middle. So there we are. So you use the part that we cut off, And this part right here is 4.5 by 3. So this pattern paper here is 4.5 by 3. 4.5 by 3. And then you just laid the other part that you cut off right here, the solid color, and you just put it on top. Okay, so the next part that we're gonna do is we're gonna add on the pre-cut. I already pre-cut these dies. We're gonna add these on. You can use tape, you can use glue, you can use some dimensionals. I thought that would be kind of fun to use to give them a little bit of a raised effect. Let's see what we got. Why don't we go ahead and do that? So I put on some dimensionals to give them the raised effect. Okay, so we got that. And then we're gonna put the family down, Jesus and Mary and Joseph. And I'm gonna use dimensionals on these ones too, because it gives it a really cool look. Okay. You don't have these dimensionals, just use regular glue. And there we are. And then we're going to put some glue for this. Put at the top. Put the star. And then we're going to take the palm trees. And I just run a little bit of glue on the palm trees. Okay. That was a lot of glue. So I'm going to go ahead and just take a little bit of that glue off and put it on these other ones. So we're going to put these palm trees over here. They're going to overlap a little bit, and that's okay. And there you are. Let's go ahead and lay this one down a little better. Have it go out a little bit. Okay, we're going to add a little bit more glue on this one. It doesn't want to stay. Okay. And there we are. We got our nativity scene done up. We're going to add a little bit of ribbon. I've got the silver. Right. Let's see. Just do a real quick ribbon. All right. I just need to straighten it out a little bit. And then I'll cut the ribbon and trim it up. I do think it's a little bigger than what I want, so we're going to lower it a little bit. There we are. Okay. And then, let's flip it out. We're going to put the donkey on. Just a little bit of tape. And then we'll put him down right here. And then we can stamp our sentiment. Let's see what I got. Let's do 4 and 12. So let's do rejoice. acrylic blocks. See how wonderful these new style of, well, it's not new, but it's the latest on acrylic blocks, and you just stick them on there, they come right off. And then we'll use blue. This is the Night of Navy. I always want to make sure that I don't have any on the edges. It should be okay. I'll just put her right here in the middle. And there you go, we got Rejoice. Very pretty. And there you have it, you guys. So this was a pretty easy card, a new fold. And I really want to real quick go over the dimensions with you again. So your card base that you're starting to cut, you're going to cut in half. It's an 8.5 by 11. And then you're going to bring that down the center, because you're doing a vertical cut. And you're going to fold that one in half. And the 8.5 by 11, you're going to cut vertically at 4 1/4. So that'll be right down in the middle. Then you're going to flip it over to the side. You're going to go horizontal. And this is 11 inches. And you're going to score, not cut, score at in the middle at 5 1/2. And then you're going to take a ruler or use your paper cutter. And then from that 5 1/2, you're going to go half. And you're going to cut off 2 3/4, 2 3/4. And then you're going to fold it in half like we did this one right here. You're going to fold it in, it's already folded in half. And then you're going to take your pattern paper. I don't have any extra cut. And then you're going to put your pattern paper and then put your solid color on top. Put your die cut, fill it in with whatever kind of fillers you have. Glitter, sequences, buttons, anything that you want to do to help embellish it. And put in your middle part right here. This was 5 3 3/4. So 5 inches long and 3 3/4. And then you guys will be good to go. I hope you enjoyed this. The next one I'm going to show you all, I'm going to do in 2 weeks, is I'm going to do another Christmas. And I think you all will enjoy that one. It's going to be another Bethlehem scene. I think we're going to do like a little town. I'm still trying to design it and come up with a sketch. But anyway, so this one was my favorite. So this one again was the Peaceful Nativity. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. It's danetcreates@gmail.com. Or you can text me at 770-298-4850. Thank you, and you have a blessed day.